We're back with another episode.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the.
Ooh.
Okay, let's try that again before Alyssa introduce herself again. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again. Welcome back.
Ooh.
Yeah. How's your week this past week? Thank y'all for joining us back. Seriously, we know we kind of took a little sabbatical, but we'll tell you why in a second. But how was your week this past week?
My week was fine.
Or past 2 weeks.
Actually, I have been, I don't know if this is like post Parasite.
Okay.
Like if I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
So exhausted. Like sleep, like I'm like, let me just sit here for a second. Biggest lie. And I wake up like 4 hours later. I'm like, what the fuck?
See, now you know how I feel.
I know it's bad. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I've just literally do nothing, but I'll go to work. I come home, pass the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. You're old now.
I think that might be what it is too. And it's just hot as hell.
It's too hot to move.
It is. It's insanely hot. Yeah. It is like the seatbelt touches your arm and burns your skin hot.
Yeah, this is the time to not have leather seats. And of course, I have leather seats in my car. And it burns my ass. It burns my elbows. It burns everything.
Yeah, I've never been to hell. Don't want to go.
No.
But I would assume this is close to what it feels like.
Absolutely.
But my week is good. Patients have been patienting. I'm going to the gym. I went to the gym by myself at 4:30. Jessica wasn't even there.
4:30 in the morning?
4:30 in the morning.
You weirdo.
You would be so proud of me.
There's never a time in life where you ever need to go to the gym that early in the morning.
It's, you know.
Like, what does that legit do for you?
It's so nice because then I know that I've already gotten it out of the way. So, like, anything I do in the afternoon, it's okay. Like, I don't have to. I hate the feeling of having to rush because I know I need to go to the gym and I want to make it at a certain time and having to, like, squish everything in to make sure I get there, and then I'm tired when I get there because our job is exhausting. So it's nice to do it early in the morning, and then you can kind of take your time to get ready. You get to work, you can mosey throughout your day, and then you're done.
So you legit wake up at, like, let's say 4:15. You put on your clothes or either have them already on, and then you drive to said place. Mm-hmm. You work out. Do you come back home, take a shower and all that kind of stuff, and then have to go? Couldn't do it. Absolutely not.
It's kind of nice.
Nah.
Because here's the thing, you're at the gym so early, you're still half asleep. So you don't even really wake up until halfway through your workout. And you're like, all right, I'm awake.
Impossible.
I swear.
I've done it once. I'm not doing it again. Nah.
The older I get, the more I like mornings.
Really? Mm-hmm. I used to be a serial night worker outer. Like, I'm talking about
I don't know how people do that.
You get the best sleep. Because you don't wear yourself out. You just like, whew.
I'm wired after
that,
I wake
hot shower and you just out like a light.
I can't do it, dude.
Yeah. That was in college, though. As an adult now, I'm like, bitch, you better catch me before 7 o'clock because I'm not going.
I hate leaving the house after, unless it's like I'm going out. Yeah. I don't want to leave after the sun goes down.
No, and that's why I go right straight after work. Like, I'll just bring my gym clothes with me and then just go straight after work. Because once I'm in the house, I'm not going back out.
That's it. Yeah. No, I agree. I just also happy hour, like it's in the gym time. So it's nice to go early in the morning. That way after work, I can go straight to happy hour. I don't have to worry about working out.
Huh, interesting.
I know. So anyway, that's been good. Life is good. I've been very mindful lately. I've been trying to put myself in this place of everything I have is enough. So anything that happens now is just extra.
Okay, philosophical one.
I've been really trying.
Okay, so y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all are going to see me, and you don't have to cut this. Y'all are going to see me struggling this episode because my allergies, I'm having a really bad histamine response. And so my eye is burning. My nose is burning. I sound like a man.
She's fire burning on the dance floor.
Oh, Jesus. It's really bad, too. So, and I'm going to be sneezing a bit. So I do apologize in advance for that.
Don't apologize to these people.
Fuck y'all. No, I'm kidding. Also, too, I can't hear out of my left ear. So if I turn the volume
that's my favorite ear.
Yeah, I can't. So I can't hear out of it right now. So right now my voice sounds very low. So I
like it.
I can't really produce this episode the way I would like to. Darren is not here today, so
miss him.
I know he's been on. We let him have a little vacation, whatever.
Summer.
Hurry up and come back, you bitch. Anywho, but yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
My mindfulness.
Yeah.
This is what it was. First of all, restarted my antidepressant. Wow. Boy, does that help.
With the amphetamines?
With the amphetamines.
Because remember, they took them out.
It's crazy how you're like, man, I fucking hate my life. And you're like, man, I haven't taken my antidepressant in a while.
Chemically imbalanced.
That's crazy. It's crazy how that really turns the light bulb back on. Mm-hmm. Wild. It's almost like you should stay on it. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I had 2 days of good luck. Like, things like I went to Starbucks and someone paid for my drink, and then my day was really good. And then I showed up to work, and one of the students was like, "Do you listen to whatever artist?" And I was like, "Yeah, this country concert that has been sold out for months." And he's like, "I have tickets to this concert, but I can't go. Do you want the tickets?" And I was like, "Oh, look at all these good things that are happening." I was like, "You know what?" And then I was like, you just need to be happy. You have everything you need. I've also been watching the Olympics and watching all these sad ass stories of these other countries. It's crazy how you forget that there's other countries besides America. And I'm like, you have everything you need. Anything else now is just extra. And if I can just be in that mindset, I think I'll be a happier person. So I've been trying to do that. I'll let you know how it goes.
Good for you.
One thing's gonna fucking send me. And
I've had it.
Yeah, and I'll be like, that's it. But for right now, we're doing pretty good.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, mindfulness. We're really trying to take that forward. That's my word for the week.
Mindfulness. That's awesome.
Yeah. How's your week been?
My week has been disastrous and tiring. So we were off for 2 weeks because I was actually out of town. Well, this is not the only person that goes out of town. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it wasn't me this time.
So I went out of town. It was actually for my mom's birthday, and
Happy birthday.
She turned her age, and
She turned it.
absolutely. And so I went down to Florida, got a chance to go to Publix, and we were doing some stuff around her house, and it was just a bunch of dust. And so I had still been working on my bedroom and taking up the carpet, putting down flooring, doing this whole renovation and everything. So my allergies have just been on freaking fire, and it's been absolutely insane. Like I'm getting like the histamine response of like every time I sneeze, my whole body starts to itch. Ooh. And it's like, that can be dangerous though too. Cause I think, like if your body is supposed to release that histamine to kind of, combat whatever. Anywho, this ain't anatomy class.
We don't have to explain
All
this
I'm saying
to
is,
you. You have Google.
The other day, I sneezed so hard. I think it was Saturday. I sneezed so hard, or maybe it was yesterday. Either way, I sneezed so hard that I popped my left eardrum, so I can't hear out of my left ear right now. It's like it feels like you've been in an airplane, but no amount of chewing is gonna make it unpop. It just has to pop on its own. So
not even to hold the nose.
No.
Not even a yawn. Have you tried yawning?
I've tried yawning. That's all I've been doing. So I've been doping up on allergy medication. Nothing is working. I feel like I just have to go to an allergist. Actually, Jessica gave me the information to her allergist so I can go there. And everything is like all my disclaimer or trigger warning. All of my mucus has been clear, which has been great. Good. But I did take Mucinex just to try to get rid of it a lot faster. And
double-edged sword. That
yeah, man. Sometimes you feel like your aspirate like it's really crazy. But yeah,
sneezing can be dangerous after 30. I feel like it's
you throw your back out.
Throwing your back out.
Yes.
That's always the one for me.
Yeah, and and you have to brace yourself. So when you feel like you gotta like hold on to something.
Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, just my back.
Yeah, exactly. So I just been sneezing and I don't have a cough or anything like that, but literally I keep having these like shots in my eyes and in my nose.
You are like the 6th person to tell me they're sick.
Really?
This week, yeah.
Well, I'm getting sinus headaches and pressure and stuff. Like even today at work, I had to keep taking my glasses off because my eyes are super itchy. Like I said, I can't hear out of my left ear, so I just told one of my coworkers, I was like, hey, can we just see our patients together? Because, half these patients are hard of hearing anyway. So they're not going to be able to hear me, and I can barely hear myself. So
there is nothing quite like the OT PT co-treat when you really need it.
Yeah.
Because, man, sometimes you just need a lifeline. And I'm like, listen, most of mine is when I'm hungover. And I'm like, I ain't got it today. You have to pull. Exactly. It's like, when they say in marriage, it's never 50-50. It's, it can be 70-30 and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
That's me.
It's a true partnership.
It's a true partnership.
Well, one of my patients said today, he was like, he told me, this one OT, he was like, man, y'all work really well together. It's almost like y'all are sisters. No. Definitely not, but I know what you mean. Thanks. And I was like, well, we're kind of sisters in rehab, I guess.
Sisters you've heard of sisters in Christ. Get ready for sisters in rehab.
I was like, not
today, we have a patient back at the hospital, the one that I was telling you about earlier, and me and Jessica were in the room, and he was like, I'm really glad y'all stuck together. And I was like, what?
You think y'all are a couple?
It's like, did you hear him? She's like, what? I said, he's glad we stuck together. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, you didn't have a choice, sir.
Yeah, we both have you on our list.
It's hard to find people you like to work with. And I was like, that exactly. Why do you think we're stuck together?
Exactly. And Kawinta, messed up and ruined my life. And, we no longer work together. I don't think that Kawinta and I will ever work together again. Not at the bedside.
She's not coming back.
No, she's never coming back. She's gonna be a stay-at-home mom forever.
Yeah.
You know, her and her little precious
fun while it
boy and her
lasted.
making cookies, and that's it. She's just gonna be there forever.
I know.
Yeah, I'm probably never gonna work with Queen again. Oh, it was good times. Good times. Anywho, but other than that, my week was very, very stressful because I was not feeling very well. I called into work one day last week.
As you should.
You know, I will say this. I'm gonna be very, very conscientious of what I'm about to say. I think for jobs, companies have to realize that you have a life outside of work, and people who don't know how to differentiate their actual personal life with their working life, those people are weird. And I think people have to understand too that when you accrue sick time and PTO, whatever the case may be, you get to use your sick time for whatever you get to use your sick time for, right? And people love to make this kind of passive aggressive way of demeaning you or diminishing you when you need to call in.
You're not going to make me feel bad about not going
exactly.
to work.
Like, you're never going to make me feel bad. So I had an encounter. I won't say specifically because it's anyway. But I had the situation where I called in and there was a particular response from a particular person that was very disrespectful to me. And I just looked at this person like, you will never make me feel bad for calling out of work. First of all, I don't deal in an industry. I'm not in an industry where I'm just sitting at a desk. Like, I'm in an industry where I literally hold people's lives in my hands.
So it's unsafe for me to be at work.
Exactly.
If I don't feel good.
If I'm not feeling good, if I have a sinus headache, if I have a cold, you know, they always tell you, oh, if you feel sick, don't come to work. And then as soon as you don't come to work, all of a sudden it's a fucking problem. Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I really want us to understand, for people in leadership, we are not your fucking children. You understand me? Like, I don't give a damn about your title. I don't give a fuck about your position. Baby, you can fly high on that little raggedy ass title if you want to. If I didn't come out your nutsack or your vagina or your uterus, I don't want to hear your fucking mouth, period.
She said what she said.
Like, I just need people to I need supervisors to really understand that, which is why, again, everybody in leadership, you need to do a self-examination. Stop asking. You can ask whatever questions you want to. I don't have to answer it. That's just it. And if people need to take mental health breaks, they need to take mental health breaks. I don't give a damn if people don't have kids, if they're not married. You don't know what people got in their households. People give you a version of them that you have no clue if it's authentic or not. And I'll just leave it at that.
Also, are we a public school? Do you get paid per butt and seat? You
That's
don't.
what I'm saying.
Not I will never understand that. I have a supervisor, and you can say things about them, either negative or positive. But the one thing I will say is, whenever you're like, I'm not going to be there, this bitch is like, all right. She's like, what am I going to do?
What can you do?
You can't do anything. Or I'll be like, I had something come up. I need tomorrow off. And she's like, well, our staffing's going to be fucked with you or fucked without you. So what are you going to do? Like, and yeah, because it doesn't, if I can't come in and I can't be there, I can't fucking come in and I can't be there.
And life happens to us all. Like, stop acting like life doesn't happen to y'all as well too, who are in these leadership positions. And then you get to take off whenever the fuck you want to. You get to work from home whenever the fuck you want to. And nobody ever questions anything that you do because I'm the supervisor. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of my face with that.
Just don't. If I was a supervisor, I just don't think I'd be sitting there being like,
care.
well, you already called in 3 times this week.
I'll be like, listen, if you got the shits, first of all, as a supervisor, do not tell me why you cannot show up to work. I do not give a fuck. You telling me some sob story about your kid, or I've been pooping all night. Girl, I don't give a fuck. Tell me when you returning back to work. Really? And if you take off 3 days consecutively, just know I need a doctor's note, because that's per policy, not because I want to actually know.
You know the policy, you know your time, babe.
Exactly.
That's all you need to tell me.
I don't give a fuck why you're not at work. Like, if you call out of work and I happen to see you at Costco, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna hold that against you. Be like, she lied to me. I don't give a damn.
Because guess what? It's just my job too.
Exactly. And if I feel like calling out and just going to Costco, guess what I'm gonna do? Call out and go to Costco. It ain't nothing you can do about it.
I just don't understand.
People just sometimes take their jobs way too seriously. It's like, again, I get it, the Chipotle people, you guys educated us in the comments and I appreciate it, but I'm still going to act like I'm not educated on it. It's like the people who won't give you an extra scoop of rice. I know corporate says you can't give me an extra scoop of rice.
But it's not coming out of your check.
It's not coming out of your check. I know you might get in trouble, but at the same time, nobody cares if I'm at the job that day. If patients are being seen, patients are being seen. Who cares? Anyway,
negligible difference I make at the hospital.
It's insane.
Someone brought that up in a meeting, because we are severe hospitals worldwide I don't know that actually. Throughout the nation, this country.
Fake news.
I caught myself in a lie. Hospitals everywhere are understaffed, right? We are
Yeah.
severely understaffed,
Right.
allegedly. I don't know. And we are in this meeting, and they always talk about productivity, right? I get it.
So boring.
So boring. Also, it never changes. We're not going to do shit because we don't get paid to do shit. We're not going to do it.
Exactly.
But they were like, hey, everyone really needs to start pulling their weight. Everyone needs to be on their productivity. Da, da,
Or
da, da.
what? I'm kidding.
And there is this one physical therapist. I love him.
His name is Bob.
His name is Bob. He just speaks so, it's not necessarily eloquently, but he's so good at making direct points in ways that everyone is very receptive to them.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's just because he's like a soft-spoken man,
Yeah.
white man.
He's like a beach boy.
Yeah, and so everyone's like, wow, but he's very good at getting his point across
Yeah.
without being, like...
Bullying, berating, condescending, or disrespectful.
Yeah, or just stupid. Like he doesn't have to. He doesn't
Okay.
have to talk for 20 minutes to get his point across.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so basically, he was like, "I understand what you're saying, but we have a 200-person no time list, and I don't think me seeing one extra person is gonna do anything for that." So, and I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, like, if I show up when I'm sick because you want me to, and I do a half-ass job, I can maybe see 3 people. What is that gonna do?
It's not going to help you.
not gonna do anything.
I'm actually hindering the team versus helping.
I'm gonna come here and just run amok,
And I'm going to spread all my cooties to you just
and then
because.
the whole department's gonna be out. Makes no sense.
So just relax. Like, stop it.
Anyway, that's why I couldn't be a supervisor, because I'd be like, do whatever I want.
Oh, no, I could. I would be an amazing supervisor because, again, I genuinely do not care. You don't need to share why you're calling out of work. I literally never tell
One
what I'm
less
calling out.
person to supervise.
Exactly. I literally copy and paste the same message. Good morning. Unfortunately, I will not be able to make it into work as I am not feeling well. Please call or text me to let me know that you received this message. I will return to work the next day.
Also,
I'm not telling you why I'm calling in. I'm not doing
a
that.
supervisor shouldn't care. Like, they could base level care, like if you're dead or not. But other than that, what's it to you?
If it doesn't affect the rest of the team, if I'm not COVID positive or flu positive or something, or strep positive, where it could potentially bring down an entire department, or stomach bug positive, right? Then it doesn't.
I'm
It's none
stomach
of your
bug
business.
positive. I can't come in today.
I'm like, hey, there's some stuff going on at my house. I have an emergency at my home, okay? A contractor emergency. I'm not about to go in here and tell you, my water expansion tank, it burst and it da, 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 da. Bitch, I will be there when I can. And if I can't, I'm going to let you know. That's it. Stop asking all these goddamn questions.
Yeah.
And another thing. And I'm kidding. What are you putting in the rehab corner today?
Whiny ass baby patients.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm trying to be, again, mindful.
Yeah.
But there's something about young men.
They're horrible.
Y'all are horrible.
Well, let's specify sick young men, like just sick men in general.
My Lord. And half the time, these are you are in the hospital because of a situation you are directly responsible for, right? I.e. your health, you had something like that, you're an accident, right? Just babies, the group of you. And this, I am making assumptions and stereotypes because I've done the legwork, all right? I've ran the data for 5 years. I've been collecting this shit.
Yeah.
They're all just little whiny babies. And I'm like, it's gonna hurt. You're in the hospital. It's not gonna be painless, but it's like a breeze whips past them and they're like, oh, I can't, too much pain.
Do you realize I just had surgery yesterday?
That's what gets me. Today, I had an 18-year-old boy, born 2005 he was born.
Jesus.
I was a fully functioning person by then.
I was in college.
So shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, little child. Anyway, he was like, do they know you're in here doing this to me? Motherfucker, who put the order in? I'm only in here because they told me to come in here and get your ass up. Probably because no one else could do it because you're such a fucking whiny baby.
I love when surgical patients say stuff like that and they're just like, do they know you? Does my surgeon know? They're the ones who put in the order for me to come in here, sweetie.
Welcome to the big leagues, baby boy.
Yeah, you signed the consent form for the surgery. I can't
You
help
were so
that.
excited to turn 18, right? All right, well, to a little children's hospital down the hall ain't there anymore.
No.
Do you see any cartoon characters on these walls? No. Any PlayStations in here? Absolutely not.
You don't get a lollipop for coming to
It's
this place.
you and me. So take your broken ass arm and the external fixated on your leg and let's get
go.
the fuck up.
Let's go. You're going to hate me, but you're going to love me when you
You're
can
gonna
actually
love
walk
me.
and do everything that you need to do after you get out of here.
And I don't know who allowed these motherfucking family to put a Tempur-Pedic mattress topper on top of the bed. underneath.
Is that not a
the
sliding
slider
hazard?
sheet? Thank you.
My God.
So anything we go to do, he's, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I understand family dynamics, but it's the babying of these specific young, I'm just like, they don't.
Yeah. It's therapy. Therapy, like, y'all, I for those that are not in healthcare, okay, we as therapists, we suck. Okay,
We're not. It's not a good gig.
No, we come in at the most vulnerable time, at the most crucial time of your life, when you're in the most pain, telling you, you know what's going to cure your pain? Movement, right? And it sounds like it's a lie, and to a degree, it is manipulation. However, it's factual manipulation, because what we do actually works. And so you're gonna cry, you're gonna moan, you're gonna groan, because guess what? If God forbid we were in their shoes, we would be the worst patients. We absolutely would not be able to tolerate what we can't we can't take what we dish out. And so we do understand that, and we do empathize with it. But at the same time, as a therapist, at a certain point, you just get tired of it, and you're like, you signed the consent form. It's going to hurt. It's gonna suck, and it's gonna hurt. But the quicker you do it, the quicker you get up, the quicker you heal, and I can get out of your face.
I was like, what do you want to do? Lay here? Do you want us to intubate you again? Because that's the only way you're gonna lay here.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so that's fine.
But again, for the record, we will be the worst patients. We really
would. No, I am 100% cognizant of that fact. Yeah. I would tell you to get the fuck out of my room.
Absolutely.
I would say, yeah, my pain's at a 10 out of 10 until I get pain meds, and they have kicked in. I'm not moving.
And I want pain meds every hour. Absolutely.
You know what? Matter of fact, put the PCA back on.
Yeah, I need a PCA pump, and I'm not cooperating until you give it to me. Boom.
But I would be like, you told me you were going to be here before 9. It is now 9:15.
Where's my goddamn cranberry juice?
I'm like, I want the patient advocate.
Yo, okay, speaking of cranberry juice. So last week I saw a patient, right? And I saw a patient. He was a quad. And so, but he was a real quad? He was a real quad, but technically not really, because he was incomplete.
All the doctors are doing this thing now where they're like functional quadriplegia, which just means they've been bedbound for a week.
Exactly.
And I'm like, this is not a diagnosis. Stop writing this.
He's been a quad for like double-digit years, but he's a very functional quad. So I'm like, they said he had a C2, but I'm like, man, your biceps and triceps working. Like, he's definitely got to be a T something. Anywho, so I'm like, he's not a real quad. Anywho, let's just say he's a para, allegedly. So anyway, but my coworker and I, the OT and I, we walked out of his room, and we were like, hey, can we get you anything before we leave? This man said, can I get some cranberry juice? We were like, sure, absolutely, because of course he has a suprapubic catheter. Mm-hmm. So we leave the room. Something happens. We completely forget about it. You know when the fuck I remember this man's cranberry juice?
That night.
On the plane. I texted my coworker and I said, oh my God, we totally didn't get Mr. Johnson his cranberry juice.
And that's why patients are assholes in the hospital, because that happens 14 times a day to them, and they're like, I fucking hate this shit.
They were like, nobody ever answers the call, like nobody brings you any water. And I'm like, genuinely, I'm not a waitress, right? And the reason why I'm not a waitress is because I don't remember half the stuff. You will literally say, absolutely, I'll bring you a cranberry juice. The minute you walk off of that threshold, a nurse says something, you see a cake, hey girl, how you doing? You completely forget about the cranberry juice. I legit didn't remember this man's cranberry juice until 2 days later, while I was on a flight to Florida. And I text my coworker, this was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, yo, we forgot to give Mr. Johnson his cranberry juice.
Poor Mr. Johnson.
So I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, if you're out there and you ever see this podcast, I apologize. I'm so sorry. And his name obviously is not Mr. Johnson, but y'all know the drill.
Y'all already know how my brain works. The other day, the spinal cord patient that I have, I told his wife, and I was like, oh, I have some of those foam grip things. She's like, don't forget. I was like, I won't. Perfect. So she texts me. I was in another room, right? Because I was like, I can't get it right now. I have a couple more patients, but I'll be back. I saw my watch go off in the room, and I was like, oh, you got to go grab that for him.
Yeah.
Saw it, got all the way down to the office. She called again. She was like, hey, just wanted to see if you remember. I was like, son of a... And that was with me, like, you just forget shit.
Your brain lets it go so fast because you're concentrating on so many different things. And depending on what unit you're in, you're trying to remember to everything that you unplugged before you got in there. You have to go through this mental check to plug it all back in. I'm just trying to make sure y'all
stay alive.
Pretty much. Like, the cranberry juice is at the bottom of the list. Unfortunately. Bottom of the list. And it's at the top of your list, but unfortunately, it's not at the top of mine. And we don't do it intentionally, but a lot of times we as healthcare providers, we genuinely forget to give y'all stuff. And it's not personal. I swear it's not.
If I can make sure you have a call light at the end of my session, I'm happy.
That's it. At least you
then
can
I'll
call.
really feel bad.
You can call for the cranberry juice.
You can call whoever needs to bring that to you.
Absolutely. Well, what I'm putting in the rehab corner today, real quick story before we get into everything we're going to talk about. I really need people. I need everybody out here in these United States and abroad, right?
And abroad.
I need for you all to stop asking us as healthcare workers for directions in the hospital, okay? And the reason why I say that is because we don't know either, okay? Most of us, we go to the same areas, right? Patient care areas.
A to B.
A to B, and we know what a cafeteria is. That is it, right? So most hospitals have, MOB buildings or medical offices and stuff like that inside the actual hospital. So today I had this encounter where this guy, these two guys came up to me and they were like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day going? And I should have known it was a trap because they were really nice. Anyway, so then they asked, I was like, oh, my day is going amazing. How is yours? And they were like, well, it'll be going a lot better if I could find the office that I'm trying to go to for my appointment.
That's
I said,
when you say, same, haha.
Exactly.
Have a good day.
So I was like, let me help you. I'm determined. I've screwed up over the cranberry juice. I'm going to help you find where you need to go.
You're still on redemption tour from the cranberry juice.
Exactly. So I help these people find this area of like the mental health clinic. That's where they're going, right? So I get to this area and this nurse sees me with these two men. She badges me into the area. When we go inside this area, the door locks behind us, okay? I can't get back out. So then I see another nurse and I'm like, hey, this man is here for a mental health clinic appointment. Where is the mental health clinic? This lady says, oh, through the double doors. Great. Awesome. Have a great day, sir. We found your way. So a nurse has to badge me back out of this place because, of course, I'm in the mental health area. That's not where I work. So
That's
my badge ain't gonna work. It's a lockdown unit, right? So I go back out, and then the same nurse who buzzed me in the first time, she comes and says, well, what were you doing in there? And I was like, oh, the patient just had I think they were going to see somebody.
Why wouldn't you ask me that when I came in?
You let me come in the unit.
How secure is this shit?
Exactly. So then she says, well, nobody's allowed back there. We don't have visitors. This is an inpatient lockdown unit.
Fuck would you let
and
me
I said, well, why did you let me go in here? So then she was like, well, I didn't know where you were going. So you just let me in? What the fuck is wrong with you, lady? So then
you command authority.
I didn't because I had a mask on so you really couldn't see my face at the time. So then I asked her, can you badge me back in so I can go get these two men to try to help them go where they're going? So I go back in. This weird ass looking doctor who looks like he needs to lay on somebody's couch and get some psychotherapy. He's like, so what are you looking for? And I was like, nothing, not you, because you're going to piss me off. So I told the two men, I was like, hey, come with me. I'm going to help you. I'm determined to help you find it. He's like, well, what are you here for? And so the man was like, I'm here for a mental health appointment. And
he's like, I don't want to tell everyone why the fuck.
So then he's like, oh, that's on the first floor. He was like, I was just there and they told me to come down here to the ground floor. And this nice lady was nice enough to try to show me where it is and it's not here. So let us get out. So he's like, oh, well, typically you have to badge out. Like, where else were you trying to go? The patient lost it. He was just like, I'm here for an appointment. Stop asking us dumbass questions.
I'm already on my 13th reason.
He was like, just let us out of here. So, of course, my badge
Why
doesn't
are you
work to get
fucking with
out.
the man who told you he's here for a mental health appointment?
Seriously. So we're trying to get out, and I'm like, sir, I'm not answering any more questions. Use your badge and let us get out of this goddamn padlocked area. And I don't know if he thought that I was like kidnapping somebody. I'm like, I have a whole badge on. Like, come on. So we finally get out, and then they're like, oh yeah, the clinic's right there. Just take these elevators to the first floor. And the man was like, I'm never asking anyone for directions again. He's like, I'm so sorry for involving you in this. And I was like, sir, it's not a problem. Like, I'm here to help. So I just need for y'all, as the general public, we genuinely don't know where these offices are. No. And I know you assume, well, you work here, you should know where everything is.
Work here.
Baby, I still use GPS maps and stuff, Google Maps, to navigate around my city. And I've been here for almost 10 years. So I damn sure I know how to get to the ICU if you need to go there, and I know how to get to the cafeteria.
And everyone in the hospital is lost. And you know how you know it's because they lock eyes with you, and then you're like, hi. And,
can you help me find?
They do the deer in the headlights head nod, and you're like, oh, but I can't even say anything because I'm the queen of, are you trying to find a room?
I ask all the time.
I ask every time because I know that feeling. And I'm also like, it's going to be faster. I just tell you where the fuck it is. It's never faster.
No, and then
I'm like, let me just show you.
But you always get the person, I always get the people who the person's not even in that hospital. And so you take them to the unit and you're like, hey, they're looking for a Mr. Joe Johnson. And they're just like, we don't have a person like that in our system. Are you sure they're at the right hospital? And then they call the family member, hey, where's Joey at? We're at university. We're at this hospital. And it's just like, you just wasted 5 minutes of my life.
Biggest pet peeve is when I'm in scrubs. I have a badge on of this hospital. Okay. Yeah. I am with a person who is very obviously a visitor. I am walking with them. They walk up or I walk up and I say the same thing. Hey, they're looking for so-and-so. And everyone at the nurse's station just turns and stares at you.
Yeah.
Someone say something. Someone help me, please. Nothing pisses me off more.
Yeah.
I know y'all don't want to engage. I didn't want to engage and I got pulled into this shit.
Exactly.
But I'm not, do something. Help me, please. Thank you.
Please.
They all stare.
It's so annoying. You know I don't know where I'm going. Y'all know I'm PT. We only walk around the hospital with walkers to specific areas.
Very specific areas.
We don't know where anything is. We don't. We have to ask other people for directions.
No.
We don't know where radiology is. We never go. We only read the radiology reports. We don't do anything else with them.
Surgery is? I'm like, ugh.
No.
I know where you go. I know on the other end when you come out. I don't know where the fuck you go into.
Can you tell me where someone's? No. So please, I get it. Right?
Go to the information desk.
I need you to go to the information desk. It's typically either on the ground or the first floor of every hospital when you first walk into the main entrance, and they can give you a map of where to go because PT and OT, we don't know where to go. We don't.
Do you remember that time that I was on light duty for a while and I was a greeter at the front desk?
Yes.
I walked by the front desk the other day and they're like, "We miss you. How are you?" And I was like, I guess I'm fucking good because I haven't been down here.
Exactly.
Like, come back whenever. So now I have to go back on light duty.
I think you should.
They need me to greet.
It was a fun
to show
time.
you. The only reason I learned where anything at the hospital was is because I was a greeter for like 2 months.
See, now that's going to be a part of our orientation. Is to be a greeter and learn where everything is in the hospital.
Exactly.
But yeah, we genuinely want to help. We just don't know where anything is. So don't ask us. Anything else we need to talk about before we actually get into the episode?
I hate my job.
Like 35 minutes in? Me too. All right, y'all. So we got to talk about it, right? This is your official 2024 Summer Olympic Games commentary. USA, USA, USA. Listen, I hate this country, right? I hate this country and I want to get off this planet sometimes, right? But God damn it, when the Olympics happens, bitch, I'm America. America.
I have never bled.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Where's my... There we go. Woohoo! America!
Bleeding red, white, and blue for the last couple weeks.
Only for 16 days, though. Only for 16 days.
I love it.
Yeah. The Olympics is a very special time, specifically the Summer Olympics, because it's all of these amazing Cinderella stories wrapped up into one. And you get to see not like the culmination of the sacrifices that these men and women have made for the last 4 years of their life to compete at such a high level. And I think, seeing people come from bare bones and being able to, again, compete at such a high level with all these amazing world-class athletes, and to see, too, the competitive kind of camaraderie and just like the joint effort that everybody just wants to have fun, be safe, and go out there and just win it for their country, right? Like, it's amazing.
There is something so pure about I don't want to say non-commercialized, but like, what do we call the NFL and the NHL? Like, what is that called? It's organized
sports?
Like, big organized sport, conglomerate sports.
Yeah.
Where it's not like all about the money and the
Right.
fan, and it's just like people who have given their entire lives to become good at this sport, showing off against people all over the rest of the world who are also good at this sport.
And I love the fact of like the fangirling of like each other, like these people are respecting each other's sports.
This
and just
has
like,
been
you're
the
my
most
favorite athlete.
positive sportsmanship Olympics I've ever seen in my entire life.
I honestly think that it's always been like that. I think we just haven't had an inside look because social media, like the influencer type of mentality wasn't with these athletes. They are just trying to focus on competing. And so we've never really had an inside view, like an unfiltered inside view that as we do now because everybody's on TikTok and all that kind of stuff.
You don't think they're like hugging each other more?
No, I think it's always been like that.
I feel like they're hugging people from other countries more now than I've seen in the past.
I feel like I've always seen like positive camaraderie between all of these people. Like, especially too, like for certain countries, like the Jamaicans and the Americans, we have always competed, like, so let's say for track and field, like, but a lot of Jamaican athletes, I won't say a lot, but a good number of them actually went to school in the United States. And so they know a lot of these track athletes because they've all gone to school together. They've all grown up in track and field together.
And so
it's like they know each other.
My question, because a lot of people who I understand that you can be from other countries and live in the United States, is the only parameter for competing for a country in the Olympics that you were born in that country?
That I'm not 100% sure of.
Because I feel like there's a lot of thought and bopping going on.
I would think you would have to have some type of citizenship there, though, at least to represent.
So I'm like, if you say, like, my parents are from a country, but we lived in America, but I was born, you know what I mean? Like something weird. Like, what do you have to do to be able to compete for a country?
I think every country has their own rules and regulations with regard to that, because you even have like some WNBA players who are Nigerian. They are playing for Nigeria, and they may have dual citizenship, or they may just say, listen, I want to represent your country because I am Nigerian.
That's why I'm so
I think every country has their own.
I love it. Love to see it.
I think America's probably the only ones that are just like, no, you have to be born here and raised here. America.
My favorite thing about watching the like American people at the Olympics and something like, I don't know, there's something so nice about seeing like someone and being like, oh, they look like they're from Germany, they are German. Oh, they look like they're from Nigeria, they are Nigerian. And then like America's like, what the fuck? Like, y'all,
it's a melting pot.
We could be from anywhere.
Yeah. I love the representation. Like did you watch the opening ceremony?
Yes, I did.
First of all,
my God, y'all are polarized on this.
Let me just tell you, the top 3 countries, okay, that stole the show like fashion for me. Number 1, Liberia, bitch. Okay, Telfar designed their uniforms, baby, black excellence at its finest. The Sudanese brothers and sisters, beautiful, okay, and also Nigeria, baby. Those are my top 3.
They were beautiful. I understand that the U.S. has one of the largest numbers of people competing. I understand that Ralph Lauren is like this very nostalgic Americana brand. What the fuck were we wearing?
It looked really weird. I like the shoes. I did like the shoes.
It was very plain. It was very plain, and I get that I would assume dressing that many different people is very hard to do. Yeah. But I'm just like, we could have done something a little different.
There was like no culture. Like, I feel like
which is the most American thing we could have fucking done.
Exactly.
So, you know what? Honestly,
I mean, you could have made a jacket out of a flag. I don't fucking know. But it was so plain, because I'm like, you see the Philippines, and you see China, and you see Canada, and you see, again, Liberia and Sudan. You see, and South Sudan. You see all of these amazing, beautiful countries, and they bring literally their culture into the fashion. And the United States is just like, blue blazer, white pants.
And
like,
I guess that's why melting pot is so hard, because it's so many distinct cultures there is no American. Red, white, and blue is the American culture.
They could at least put something in there.
McDonald's, that's the American culture.
I mean, you could have put a F-22 Firebird on there or something. I don't know. Put a Ford truck. I don't know.
American. Yeah. I don't know, but I just love seeing all the most talented people in this country together. You know what my favorite part has been is to watch people trade Olympic pins. Like, that is just the most like sportsman like behavior. Just like, hey, I want a pair of those Dutch clogs, man. Those are super cute. I want a Simone Biles pin.
Oh yeah, I want one of those too.
The fact that she has her own pin and everyone freaks out about getting it.
I just love that. I mean, this is the only time I think too that they get a chance to really be around each other in one area without having the general public there, without having paparazzi there, and they are their own paparazzi basically.
And I'm obsessed. I know we talk shit. I'll say me. I know I talk shit about social media all the time, and celebrities having their own social media, and how everyone just needs to log the fuck off and be their own person. But not if you're at the Olympics. If you are competing in the Olympics, you need to be. I want all the fucking content. I love it so much. I think it's so fun.
Because you get to see their personalities. Like like for me, my favorite content creator to watch right now, or favorite athlete right now, is Alona Mar from the United States rugby team that actually won a bronze medal, which is the first medal that they've ever won for USA rugby, or Olympic medal that they've ever won. And so watching her like shine through in her personality, it's like she has this mean mug on her face when she's on the field. Obviously,
she
competing.
Looks like she would beat the shit out of anyone.
She does. But then you see her personality shine through on social media, and it's just like, oh my gosh, she's such like a teddy bear, but she'll still beat your ass. But it's amazing to watch her journey and just how she, flows through the Olympic Village and stuff like that, and you get to see their personality. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I obsessed with this Olympics.
Yeah, definitely.
Gymnastics is one, like Simone obviously is doing amazing.
Yeah.
The swimming has been great. The track and field, amazing.
Yeah. I love all the breakout stars that we have never heard of before.
Yeah.
Because again, they're not from our country. And so we pay attention to some of the most popular, not necessarily people who are, on the up and coming, which they're not. But for me, I think the person that I've been watching the most is Rebecca Andrade from Brazil. First of all, as a PT, the fact that this woman has survived and come back from not one, not two, but 3 ACL tear injuries.
Girl, 1 and I'm out.
Like Derrick Rose tore his ACL once and still ain't been normal.
And we all still talk about it.
Baby, he's still struggling. He done tore his ACL 27 years ago. And ACL surgery is I won't say it's easy. It is statistically an easier one to recover from, but mentally it is not.
I cannot imagine having to train for something after tearing my ACL. I simply couldn't.
Because the mental fortitude that you have to have in order to trust your leg after an ACL injury, because we've seen ACL repairs and stuff. Most people do not trust their leg. So the leg is going to heal perfectly fine. As long as your surgeon did what they were supposed to do, it's going to heal perfectly fine. But the mental part of tearing an ACL is the hardest part of the recovery because you don't trust your leg.
And she's pounding on that motherfucker.
And I'm like, you did that 3 times and then you came back and then she won a gold medal for her individual. And I think Brazil won. Did they win the silver? I think they won the silver medal overall as a team. But I love the fact that, Simone Biles, again, talking about, camaraderie and the sportsmanship, how she's been able to talk very openly and candidly about the fact that, Rebecca has been her biggest competition thus far in her career. Like, she's like, I don't even want to compete against her no more. Like, I've never had a competitor this close to me in scoring and all that kind of stuff. And so just to giving people, their flowers while, giving them the process as they're due.
It seems so, mentally positive and healthy, the competition going on right now in women's sports especially, but at the Olympics in gymnastics specifically.
But you see the difference is that middle-aged white men are not involved.
Yeah. I love, oh my God.
This is why
the whole podium was brown. I fucking loved it.
And this is why the whole Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, there is no Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, because you have middle-aged white men who are just making it about race. And, bitch, let these girls play. They've been competing against each other for years.
Women are naturally inherently social and love camaraderie and lifting and empowering other women because we know how hard it is.
Yeah.
And also, I can sit there and tell you that you're good at something with still being good at something.
Exactly.
It does not diminish anything that I'm doing by me telling you that you're also doing a good job.
Exactly. I mean, even you had the women's rugby team from the United States and from New Zealand, and I kind of knew New Zealand was going to beat the shit out of them. I really
We don't rugby like other countries rugby.
Listen, baby, New Zealand, they eat, sleep, and breathe rugby, okay?
And they're also, they're just built
They're
different.
solid. But even, too, the USA rugby team in New Zealand, they're all on each other's social media page, even before the actual match itself, after the match. They're having a really good time without all the extra banter. And that's why I said for the Olympics, the social media content is so much better because you get to see the true authenticity of these people's personalities without having the external factors of, the media, fake news, making all these, battles against each other. Like even after the women's 100 meter race where Alfred from St. Lucia won gold and Sha'Carri came in second and Jefferson came in third. One of the reporters asked, is this kind of weird for you for the second and third place winner to not be here? Like, would you wish for them to be here? And I'm like, see, that's you being divisive. Like, stop asking. This woman just won a gold medal, won the first medal for her entire country, and it was gold. And all you could do was focus on some drama-filled bullshit, talking about somebody else not being there.
Also,
focus on the girl winning.
Collectively, the fastest people in the world.
Yeah.
We are all, just being there is an insane honor. You're racing against the fastest people in the world.
And she even said, she was like, I've never been here before, so I don't know what to expect. So I'm just happy to be here and happy I won.
These people work for this their entire lives.
Seriously. They give up everything for it. And I love it.
Oh my gosh. And it's just like, I don't know. We're so Americanized, I feel like, thinking about the Olympics all the time. Like, I feel like a lot of the people from this country, not everyone has money, but a lot of people are in privileged positions where they could even get to the Olympics.
Yeah.
A lot of these people from these other countries, this is it for them.
Yeah.
Everything is on the line.
Well, it's kind of funny, speaking of other countries, I don't know if you've seen this trend on social media, but Australia, for some odd reason, has been in a one-sided beef with themselves, with America, and they keep Australia is beating the United States in Olympic medals, and I'm like, okay, it's not a whole country. Like, we get it, it's by country, right? But it's individuals or teams. Like, let it the fuck go. We don't care about y'all, Australia. We actually like y'all. I'm not sure why
Big
you're having
Australia
such a big
fan.
beef. The United States always feels. Whoa, you can't generalize everybody because we all don't feel
Because
that
weren't
way.
the swimmers
Relax.
talking shit too about the
Yes,
U.S.?
talking about, oh, we're so tired of hearing the national anthem. Okay, well then win, bitch. That's all you gotta do is win. Like, Jesus, just win and you'll be fine.
Anyway, okay. Do you have Peacock?
Yeah.
Okay, are you watching the Olympics on Peacock?
Yes, because you can watch 4 screens at a time.
And bitch, that shit's just on all the time.
Yeah.
I've watched the most random shit because it's
Yeah.
just on all the time.
Well, you got to watch another channel so then they replay it just for that specific sector. Because even in the hospital, everybody's got like one computer on at the nurse's station, just like randomly playing, and patients just watching it all. They forgot
love
about
it.
Fox News. I love it.
You know what? I feel like in this day and age when we've just all been separated, split apart,
Yeah.
ripped, the Olympics is really bringing everybody back together.
It really is. And also, speaking of the Olympics, remember how Nike allegedly was very disrespectful to Allison Felix when she was pregnant with her last child, with her daughter, and basically was just like, treated her like pure shit. Anyway, allegedly, I'm just saying that for the protection of the podcast. Anyway, she actually launched her own daycare services at the Olympics because, as you know, a lot of, athletes are parents. They are mothers. And so a lot of people just can't leave their kids for 16 days to go to Paris just to do whatever.
Right.
They have to bring their children with her.
Also, some people want their children there. Like, you're not
Exactly.
competing the entire time.
Exactly. So she launched her own daycare services there at the Olympic Village, which I think is amazing.
Because you don't have to choose between being a great athlete and being a great parent.
Exactly.
You can be
Absolutely.
both. That's so good.
Yeah.
More places need daycares. I think works. Jobs should have daycares.
Black jobs?
Black jobs should have daycares.
I agree. But also, too, it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. I just feel like we shouldn't have to work.
Well, we shouldn't. But you should have the option if you want to work
Yeah.
to be able to have a place to bring your child.
There was actually a hospital I worked at. Well, when I worked at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, when I was an undergrad, they had a daycare where any of the workers could drop their kids off. I don't know that they had to pay for this. I don't think they did. And if they did, it was severely discounted where like you could have as many kids as you needed to at the daycare, and they were open 24 hours.
Well, just think also about all the people who have to leave work because their kid's sick or check on their... Well,
Yeah.
if it was in-house, and I didn't have to worry about dropping off or pay,
like Grey's Anatomy.
Like Grey's Anatomy.
This is why it's standard.
Art depicts life.
That's all I'm saying. I'll tell you what else is depicting life. Some other stuff. The election. Okay, we got to talk about just real political real quick.
I had to clock out until... I'm giving myself until October.
To do what?
Clock out.
Clock out of what?
Mentally.
Of the
Political
political
content.
talk? Oh. Well, we got to update our fans.
No, yeah, I'll do it for you. I'm just saying
Oh.
I have blocked that out of... I'm literally off social media.
Oh, I don't talk about it with patients or anything like that. Like
Yeah,
that's strictly
can't.
off limits with that.
And I'll clock back in October, get my ducks in a row.
Yeah.
But it's so much. It's like so much.
It is. It's a
All the
lot
time.
going on. I just I really want people to understand, and we need to use this as a clip. I really need for y'all to understand that this election in November, every election is important, okay? And specifically, the presidency is important. However, there are so many other things that are on the ballot.
Lots of boxes to check.
Besides the president of the United States. Every last Senate seat, that's 435 Senate seats.
Good job.
Okay, that are up for re-election. Okay, I say this all the time on the podcast. When the Supreme Court kicks things back to the state level, or Congress pulls things back to the state level, please know and understand, your county clerks, your judges, district and circuit court, your sheriffs, your county commissioners, your mayors, All of that stuff is on your ballots. And you wonder why certain judges keep getting reelected who give harsher sentences. It's because you're not paying attention to who's on the ballot. Because you're like, well, my vote don't count anyway. Yes, the fuck it do, bitch. It may not count toward the presidency, but them damn county clerks it does. Ain't nobody in there trying to mess that stuff up. I mean, they are, allegedly. But all I'm saying is, please, y'all.
That's the research.
Stop thinking that you're standing in line for hours or whatever just to put one name versus another. There could be 37 things on a ballot. Please.
Those 80 million fucking signs that are outside of the voting office.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
They put them in your grass.
That's what you need to vote on.
Exactly. And I don't understand how a black person can pander to other black people. Right? They're just existing. This whole conversation about Kamala Harris, you know, she's not really black. Two things can be true at the same time, right? I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back to common sense and understand that multiple things can be true at the same time.
I hate you.
Her mother is Southeast Asian, right? Which makes her what? Southeast Asian.
Yes.
Part Southeast Asian. Her father is Jamaican, which makes her what? Partially Jamaican, right? And so she can also be both of those things at the same time and still identify as a black/Indian or black/ Southeast Asian woman in America, right? So this idea of, well, she only just trying to pander to the black people to get their votes. Here's the thing. If every black person voted for Kamala, as she should, but at the same time, if every black person voted for Kamala, guess what? We still wouldn't have enough votes to get her in the office. You know why? Because the math ain't mathing. We only 13% of the population. So stop being stupid. Okay?
I'm telling you right now, if I run for president, I am 100% rocking the black vote.
You better.
That's what I'm saying. Why would she not do that?
Well, and then people are just like, what do you plan to do for the black people? Which is a valid question. It's a very valid question because, again, if the Asian population can get the anti-Asian hate crime bill passed, you should be able to pass something for black people. And that should be your running theme, that you will do everything you can to protect us. Right. But to insinuate that Obama ain't did nothing for black people. Okay, that's not true because black people did flourish under his administration. Now, did he make a law specifically to protect us? No. However, certain things that he did pass and or veto and or executive order directly affected us in a positive way. But I get what you're saying, and I do agree.
We hear you.
We hear you. However, there's a much bigger picture. Then Trump is over here telling the Christians, oh, just vote for me this one last time and you'll never have to vote again because I'm going to be a dictator. Like, what? Like, what? What Jesus are y'all serving?
Oh.
It's really weird.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna just have to duct tape.
Oh, while she's speaking of fake news, here's what I want for Oprah and Gail, right? So I saw this thing where Oprah and Gail gave this conversation, and they were talking about they were Alyssa's struggling with these headphones over here. They were talking about how people continue to spread these rumors that they're gay, right? And that they're a gay couple. I just personally feel like you're not really good friends with a person until somebody thinks you guys are a lesbian couple.
I agree.
That's how you know you're an authentic.
It's like quintessential friendship.
Absolutely. If people don't have a question about whether or not y'all are lesbians, like in a relationship together.
Why? Because we're caring and loving and
what kind of friends
show
do y'all
affection
have?
to each other. If that's gay, then I'll be gay. Yeah, I'll be gay.
I'll be gay and proud. But I love men. But yeah, I'm like, what kind of friends do y'all have? Like, my friends and I, we hug, we'll cuddle. Like, that's not gay. I mean, if it is, whatever, I don't care.
If I was a billionaire and the biggest running joke was that I was in a lesbian relationship with my best friend, I would eat that shit up. I think it would be so funny.
I just need Oprah. I need you to look right at me. Look right at me. Stop caring about what people think about you.
You're Oprah Winfrey, bitch.
You're Oprah. You're a fucking billion. I wish the fuck I would care about these raggedy ass peasants up underneath me who can't even get close to my tax bracket. Care about what they think. You care about people talking about you on no zipping. You care people tell you and Gail is gay. Girl, you better wake the hell up and realize who you are, Oprah.
Also, you can't really care because if you really cared, you would have married Stedman years ago.
Listen. Why would she marry this man when she's a billionaire?
Because she's a lesbian with Gail. We all know it.
Oprah, listen, you do what you want to do, okay? With Gail or with Stedman or with both of them. We don't give a shit. We out here struggling. Pay my loans off. Shoot, you over here worried about something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
I just can't believe they're still addressing that shit.
That's what stop address. Who is Oprah's PR? Stop addressing it. Like, who, you probably don't heard. First of all, who are you hearing this information from? Who told Oprah, hey, you know they think you gay? Why does it keep coming up in interviews?
That's like if Queen Latifah kept saying she wasn't gay.
Hey, here's the thing. I don't know that I have not seen where Queen Latifah has come out to actually say she is
because
a lesbian,
it's none of her fucking business.
It's none of nobody's business. And you know what? Queen Latifah is the quintessential celebrity. We all think that this lady got a whole wife. Okay, we know it, but she ain't never confirmed it.
But she ain't never confirmed it.
People are like, oh, she got a son. Baby, you can see her out with a little boy. She ain't confirming shit. And I love that about her. Let these people keep wondering what's in your life and never confirm anything. Same thing with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry got some backlash. Everybody want to tell him, oh, you need to change your formula. Oh, you need to put people in the writer's room, blah, blah, blah. I want to see y'all have this same energy with Martin Scorsese and with Quentin Tarantino and all these other non-black writers and producers. I want y'all to have that same energy. Stop telling Tyler Perry what the hell he needs to do, because guess what?
Big Tyler Perry stand over
There
here.
is a population of people who loves his content, bad wigs and all, baby, and they gonna still support. Not only that, if you want Tyler Perry to do better, go build your own empire.
Make it to where he has to do better. Everyone still buys the tickets. Why the fuck would he change?
But who's saying he's not doing good? If this man is still a billionaire and still having people come out, I don't care if you complain about the movie. You've already seen it and you're giving him the streams. You're giving him the money.
Y'all are still watching fucking Fast and the Furious, and that has had the same storyline for the last 6 movies.
Like, why do we as a people, as black people, always want to rain down on people? And, well, we want to see you do a better caliber of stuff. For fucking what, bitch? For what? This man has a formula that works for him. Well, I just feel like Sisters and all these other TV shows are just, they got the laugh tracks, and your bitch ass is still watching it. Either watch it or the fuck don't. Jesus, I'd be so tired of y'all talking about that man. Good night. Anyway, and I'm not even like a Tyler Perry stan, unless you would work with me. But I just hate the fact that this man has done so much for a community of people in media
who keep demanding more.
Well, your Madea wigs are better. Yeah, bitch, because he's Madea. What, like, is common sense in the room with us? It's common sense in the room with us. Jesus Lord. Anyway, what were you telling me about the astronauts that were stuck in space?
I know literally nothing. Please don't make me talk about that.
Okay. So astronauts are stuck in space.
It just moved its way up to like top 3 fears of my entire life.
Girl, this is why you can't be too smart.
How do you get stuck? Okay, no, actually I won't say that. It seems like a very easy thing to do. How do they let you get stuck in space?
So the company, I'm going to choose my words very wisely because
I'm not trying to be on a ledge.
I'm telling you. Okay, so the company is called, it's spelled Schmoing with a B, right? And so they make planes, right?
Oh.
They also make, what's some things called? Spaceships and stuff. So something is going on where they got allegedly a helium leak or something. There were some endeavors that they made, some attempts to rescue them. Mm-hmm. They have been canceled indefinitely as of like a week ago. I don't know if something else is happening in the works. So I hope they got enough food. I would lose my mind in that tube. Ooh, Jesus, bless these people. That's scary.
There would not be enough Xanax in the world.
No.
To tell me that you are indefinitely postponing my return to my home planet,
I would tear that whole ship up.
That's not going to work for me.
Yeah, no. Because okay. What were you doing when you got that phone call? And they were just like,
they're like,
hey, so
yeah.
What's happening here? And there's no easy way to say this. We can't bring you home.
You won't be coming back.
You won't be coming back. And bitch, what?
We've got the brightest minds. They're working on it, but I don't know if you know this, but the Olympics are on right now.
So we can't work.
So we can't.
And so the Olympics is distracting from the fact that these people are stuck in space.
I bet there's a ton of shit the Olympics is distracting from right now. Did you hear?
Whole election.
Have you heard about all the shit that's been happening in Paris? All of the athletes are getting robbed and
Jesus.
Crazy shit like that.
Well, I've just heard people saying that Paris should be banned from hosting another Olympics. I just don't understand how you think putting world-class athletes on cardboard boxes for beds is appropriate.
I think there was a terrorist attack right before.
Right before, I did hear that.
Everyone's getting robbed. They said a bunch of the athletes checked out of Olympic Village
Yeah.
are in hotels because it was so bad.
They said that too, that they had bikes that were in the village and people were trying to reserve them for themselves, so they were taking the seats off of the thing so that they can come back and get the bikes whenever they wanted. I'm like, that's childish as fuck. But anyway,
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
For the top athletes in the world. What I
Yeah.
have enjoyed is
bet the food is
watching
disgusting.
the Olympic Village in Tahiti.
in
Have you
Tahiti?
seen that? Because that's
No.
where the surfing is.
No.
So they're on a huge yacht, like a cruise ship, because they're out in Tahiti. That's their Olympic Village. And they're all just like these chill ass surfer dudes and dudettes having a great time.
Do they have cardboard beds too?
They have cruise ship beds.
Which is probably worse than cardboard. I don't know.
They look comfy.
Oh.
But also, they were saying that a lot of people are staying on the ship, right? But I guess a lot of the times when the surfers come to Tahiti, they stay with a host family, and that you keep that host family for your life. So there's these host families that these people have been with, because it's just like a couple people on a team, and so they all go stay with their host families in
That's
Tahiti.
nice.
I also heard that the waves in Tahiti are like the biggest, craziest waves that these people have ever surfed.
Wow. Do they
They
have
look
not
insane.
monsoons, but like what do they call typhoons? No. What do they call? What's the things that
Tsunamis.
tsunamis? Jesus, I knew it was a T.
Typhoons.
I knew it was a T.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that Olympic Village is insane because it's
That's
a huge cruise ship.
crazy.
And it's just all these people just hanging out, having a good time.
Well, people were very, controversial about, some Christians, these fake Christians. Anyway, I just need people to read. Just Google and read, because if you do that, a lot of your outrage will be, displaced somewhere else. Anyway, so the opening ceremony, you were saying that people were upset about it because they were thinking that it was like a mockery of the what is it? The Feast of Booths. I'm kidding. It's not the Feast of Booths, but
The Last
Supper. That's what it is. But it was not.
Is that Da Vinci?
Oh, you can't ask me that. That's your department.
Is that who painted the last? I'll figure it out.
Michelangelo,
Maybe.
Beethoven,
No, definitely not.
Aristotle, definitely. Zeus.
Da Vinci. Is that what I said?
You did say that.
Man,
You were paid attention.
I'm an
Okay.
artiste.
Yeah. So it was definitely not a mockery of the Last Supper. And so if it was,
There was a portion of the opening ceremonies
But it wasn't.
at the Olympics where there were a group of drag queens who were dressed and depicting some kind of Greek feast. I think it was what Greek god is it? Give me a second. Dionysus? Does that sound right?
sure.
Greek.
I don't even know how to spell that.
Okay.
Daenerys? The
No.
dragons?
Opening ceremony drag. Let's see.
Their makeup looked beautiful for it to be raining the whole entire time.
Okay, also yeah, the weather is insane.
Yeah.
It was been raining on and off. It wasn't the Last Supper. It was dumb.
It was like some kind of feast of like diversity or something like that, and inclusion or something. DEI. It's coming back.
Oh my god, I'll cut this.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in on the audio so people can see. We do research around here. We're fact checkers, okay?
Because now I just need to know
What was the feast called?
what was it.
It was
I
the Feast of
know
Booths.
it was about this. What Greek god is it? It's gonna piss me off.
Just ask Siri.
Nope.
Okay.
Because I don't know. It was depicting another Greek god, and I think it's like it wasn't the Last Supper. Okay?
It wasn't. Yeah, no.
But that's what people thought it was.
It's amazing that Christians get so pissed off about people allegedly mocking Jesus and different practices and whatnot, but y'all let a whole man who's not a Christian literally convert y'all into, cult following. So shut up.
Yeah, what she said. This is gonna annoy the shit out of me if I can't figure out what and who this is. Ambassador of the Vatican. I know you're just on the edge of your seat here listening to this.
Somebody's probably screaming, "Oh my God, it's the Feast of Booths!"
I know.
Anyway, but yeah, so I need people to stop being fake outraged. Just stop.
Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and pleasure. Got it. Man, I'm on a fucking roll.
You said it.
Anyway, all that to say is, I don't know if everyone forgot, but drag queens exist. Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't know if everyone
And they're
forgot,
beautiful.
but The Olympics. It's Greek.
Absolutely.
It's Greek. That's why
Literally.
they were doing this Greek thing. Also, third, not everything has to do with Christianity.
It really doesn't. Like, and also too, 4, Paris is like what they say, the land of the country of freaks, right?
Yeah.
Like beautiful fashion, like it's the home of the freaks.
Moulin Rouge.
Exactly. Everything that people think is like, oh, you're a freak, you're different, you're diverse. That's where you're able to thrive in Paris and be able to, to not look weird. Like if you look quote unquote normal, you're the weird one. Like it's where the freaks go to be free and whatnot. And it's just like, let people live. God dog, just because they want to live different from you, who cares?
Also,
Shut up.
if you saw that and you're offended, turn off your TV, go do something else. The fact that these people are receiving death threats and rape threats and crazy ass shit is insane.
It's disgusting. Because that's what your God tells you to do as a Christian. Your God tells you to go and threaten people with rape and assault. Wow, what kind of God are you serving? What kind of Christianity is that?
I just don't understand.
That's fucking weird.
But anyway, you did watch the opening
Oh
ceremony?
yeah, me and my mom watched it.
The thing that did creep me out was the fucking apocalyptic ass horse that was running on the water.
Yeah,
I saw that and immediately was like, that's a little too close to home.
Mark of the Beast. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I was like,
and the man in the all black who looked like Darth Vader. I was like, that's creepy. I don't know where you come from, but that's demonic.
So listen, there was shit to focus on. I just don't think we need to go after these people.
I would rather see the drag queens all day than to see that
horse creeped me right the fuck out.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Isn't that?
I love the fact that it rained on everybody the whole entire time while they were on that boat, and I was like, y'all got some good makeup because it's just.
Did you see Serena on that boat?
She almost fell,
looking like she was about to throw up.
I was like, why y'all put her on that small ass boat? Why y'all did that to her? Why? Mm-hmm. Just to light a torch? Come on now, it's insane. Real quick before we get out of here, so I know for our fans out there, our support. Well, you're not fans, you're supporters. You're our family.
Fans, friends. You're friends.
You're friends. We appreciate you. Some would say y'all are patients. Anywho, I just need everybody out here to know who is a healthcare provider. I don't care who has pissed you off. I don't care what type of revenge you want to get. If you violate HIPAA by taking screenshots of people's private medical information and posting it on social media as a way to revenge, you will lose your license. Okay? There was a nurse by the name of allegedly, let me get her name real quick. Amanda Lynn, I believe that was her name.
Seals?
No, not Amanda Seals. She would never. I believe her name was Amanda Lynn. Oh, crap.
There's like 3 big no-nos. Don't kill your patient on purpose. Don't fuck your patients. And HIPAA.
Ananda Nelson, that was her name, allegedly. Ananda Nelson, she basically Ananda with an N.
Like Amanda, but not.
With an N. Mm-hmm. She allegedly shared copies of her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend or something like that, her My Chart, and she put it on her Snapchat.
Her medical history.
And what she did not do was private it, right? Which rightfully so, you should have been caught. I know for a lot of us content creators, podcasters, medical professionals who have a platform, we do tell stories about our patients, right? But we do not violate HIPAA. We don't share, specific information, identifying information.
Yeah, because
we don't say
idiots.
Right. We don't say Alyssa Fowler, 33, who came in with diarrhea and she has
First of all, I'm not 33.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but she has a birthmark of a heart shape on her ass that everybody in the city knows. You know what I mean? It's like we tell stories from our perspective, and we're only just bringing up the patient to talk about the situation, not about their actual personal medical history. And when you start doing stuff like that for clout, or you think it's funny and you share it in your close friends, you take an oath as a healthcare professional. And I don't care if you're a nurse, respiratory therapist, PT, OT, psychologist, you take an oath to do no harm. And when you maliciously share somebody's information that does not need to be shared, you will lose your livelihood and you will lose your license, which this young lady allegedly did, and lost her nursing license. And I'm like, you're only 22 years over a man. Girl,
you got me fucked right the fuck up.
Let me tell you something. One thing I don't do is take pictures of patients. I don't care how fascinating or how cool something looks. I don't take pictures of patients. Now, I used to, and I'm going to say this very carefully. When I was working in a capacity of like a program manager, we would have to videotape patients walking in order to get them qualified for organ transplantation, right? And so we would have to send those documentation or those videos over to the actual surgeon, because in order for them to qualify, they had to walk a certain amount, and they just couldn't go by word of mouth, right? And so we would have to record it. Typically, we would use the patient's phone to do it, and then we would send it to, the physician. But we also got verbal as well as written consent in order to do so. So we were not taking pictures of people just randomly. And anytime we did take pictures, and we would ask, hey, can we use this picture or this video for educational purposes? And if you want us to, we will bleep out your face. So that way we just see the device, the mechanism, whatever the case may be. And that's very different.
Isn't that the first thing they tell you when you start working at a hospital? It's
especially right now.
Do not go on anybody's chart that you're not supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Do not share any of this information. I have to do that training every fucking year, that annoying ass HIPAA training.
Yeah. And you can't even go into your own chart. Like, you will get fired if you go into your own chart.
Do not go into anybody's chart that you're not supposed to be in.
No.
Do not take pictures of anything. Do not print out anything.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, is patient confidentiality.
Absolutely. And it's there for
because
a
of
reason.
dumb ass people like this.
Yeah. It's just, it's sad because, you have people who come in with certain illnesses, diseases, disorders, and, you're trusting that that this company is doing their due diligence in order to keep it safe and protected and whatnot, and not to share it. It's one thing to take pictures of stuff and to keep it. It's another thing to share it. We talk about access versus utilization all the time. We have access to a lot of private information. Do we utilize it is the question. Most hospitals have systems where if you're in somebody's chart, it is time stamped, how long you stay in it, everything you click on in their chart. And again, just like Alyssa said, if it's not your patient, if you do not have direct patient care, or you can't validate the reason why you're in their chart, you could be potentially violating HIPAA. And I just need y'all to realize that on social media, for every healthcare worker, taking pictures and videos of charts is illegal. It violates HIPAA. Just don't do it. I don't care what kind of revenge you want, baby. Think before you do it, because you're gonna fuck around and lose your license, and you're gonna have to start it back all over again in a whole nother profession.
In this economy,
yeah, ain't nobody got time for all that shit. Real quick, also too, y'all be very careful with boar's head meat. I'm not sure if you heard. I don't eat meat.
PSA.
But PSA.
Watch the turkey. You know what? Boar's Head has they have that Fiesta turkey. Is that what it's called?
They
have an oven gold turkey, which is fucking delicious.
I don't like turkey.
Spicy turkey. Oh my god!
I just used to get the boar's head ham all the time, the smoked ham. It was really good when I was a vegetarian. Before I was a vegetarian, but because I went to home to Florida and I went to Publix, they were talking about how boar's head, unfortunately, allegedly, has had to recall 7 million pounds of meat.
That's a shit ton
of meat due to a listeria outbreak. And as you know, I think they've had reportedly 2 deaths allegedly, and a few hundred other people have been sick, or dozen other people. So y'all just be very careful with deli meat and all that kind of stuff.
What is listeria? It's in fucking everything.
It makes you shit your brains out.
Oh, we're not doing that again.
Yeah. Listeria is a very horrible bacteria.
Oof. Foodborne bacteria, serious for pregnant women.
Mm-hmm. Which is why they tell pregnant women don't eat
deli meat. That makes so much sense.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll stay clear.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna there's one more thing we're gonna talk about, but not really, because I need to find some more information on it. I know that I've had a few people send me this story via my inbox and through text message about the case of Terrence Howard, not the actor, but a young man who is a football player for, I believe he played at Alabama, and also too, he was in North Carolina, and his family, it's kind of been going around a little viral, where his family is seen doing CPR on him in a hospital, and they are alleging that the hospital refused to resuscitate him, but also were trying to allegedly steal his organs for organ donation and things of that nature. And so it's been a whole big thing about, there's been a lot of missing gaps and stuff, just because the videos and stuff that's come out has been so, it's just a lot of missing pieces to the puzzle. And so I want to make sure that we do diligence to this story and get all the facts first before we actually report it, because y'all know we are a factual podcast. I'm kidding. We talk shit for entertainment purposes. However, when it comes to stuff like that, we want to make sure that we are factual in the information. So once we gain a little bit more information, we will definitely talk about that story. But the family is alleging that this particular hospital in North Carolina withheld care from their son in order to get his organs, and they were escorted out by the police. They asked for a transfer of the young man and were denied for whatever reason, I'm not sure. And that allegedly he had on his license that he was an organ donor. And so there's a lot of different things. So we're going to
Can you negate that?
I think you can if you have a medical power of attorney.
Okay.
So I think you have to be very careful with those things. If you are an organ donor and that shit says it on your license, God forbid you come in for a trauma or whatever the case may be, if your organs are in good standings and you are an organ donor and they have figured out futility that you no longer are viable pretty much, or that you won't survive whatever your issue is in the hospital, they will then move to the step of, number one, confirming that you are a organ donor, and if you are, what organs actually are viable for transplantation.
Are you an organ donor?
I am not.
Me either. Not on my license. Y'all are taking my. I see how they do that shit.
Listen, they've been doing kidnapping black kids and taking their organs for years, so we're not doing that. But I mean, I have seen the power of organ donation.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
work with
thing.
Transplants all the time, but you ain't gonna take mine.
You don't want this.
So
nothing good here.
Yeah, nah. No, it's just oatmeal pies and shit over here. Anywho, but yeah. So once we get a little bit more information, we will definitely talk about this story of Terrence Howard and his family and them fighting to save his life and to get a positive outcome. So, but yeah, anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
No, that's it.
That's it. We're done with you people. No, I'm kidding. Y'all, thank y'all so much for your patience. We appreciate y'all for allowing us to go away for a couple times at a time.
A couple times at a time.
For relaxing and getting shit together.
We're doing the best we can.
We can, yeah, seriously. I mean, if Issa Rae or Beyonce or HBO, Showtime, Tyler Perry, Oprah, if y'all want to, if Gail too, if y'all want to give us a syndicated podcast,
honestly, Flavor Flav at this point.
Okay, let's real quick go back to the Olympics. I want to give special props and shout out to Flavor Flav. Okay, this man is an American treasure. The fact that he is the official sponsor, financial sponsor of the USA women's water polo team. These women were working full-time jobs and working part-time jobs just to fund their ability to go to the Olympics. And I think the captain tweeted about it or posted about it. Flavor Flav was like, "Hey, my manager is in contact with y'all's manager. I'm paying for y'all. I'm sponsoring y'all." And he's been like the team dad, plus again the financial sponsor for the team.
And someone else just did it for another women's team. I don't remember which one.
Jason Kelsey for rugby.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the official dad. But then somebody gave $4 million to their team too.
I was watching the swim. There was a male swimmer. They were doing like a, right before they actually go swim, they'll do like a little, here's a swimmer's life.
Yeah.
And it was a day in his life, waking up at 4 a.m. To work out, work his full-time job, and then go. So I'm like, I can't fucking imagine.
Yeah.
In my head, you just think like, I don't know, Olympic swimmers, like,
they train all day.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
That's their job, is to like get ready for the Olympics, because how else would you do this?
Yeah, because everybody, I think people think that everybody is like a Simone Biles or Shakira Richardson or Michael Phelps. Like they have all these sponsorships, and a lot of these athletes do not. They work 9 to 5 jobs just like we do. And I think, again, we forget the level of difficulty that they have to deal with of being on the top, being a top performer, and you have the WNBA team or the NBA team. That's already their job. They just so happen to be Olympic athletes as well too. So they are well taken care of because they already have things in place. But there are a lot of other sports that do not have the sponsorship and the backing to be able to financially get them to Paris. And it's not like, even though it's the U.S. Olympic team, each individual sport still needs their own sponsors to sponsor them on. So shouts out to Flavor Flav and Snoop Dogg.
Flavor Flav.
Snoop Dogg has been doing a great job.
So Snoop Dogg has been commentating the entire Olympics, doing a beautiful job. He is just a gift that keeps on giving, that man.
Yeah.
Do you know how much money he's making?
Oh, a shit ton. That's why he's over there.
He is making $500,000 a day.
God damn. That's better than drug money, man.
That's better than you. Do you ever think he, in his wildest dreams, thought,
hell no,
this is what he'd be doing? And
he was over here allegedly a gangbanger, and now he's like the face of the Olympics. He's over there.
Everyone, he is like a part of like freaking Jordan Child's family at this point. Him and Martha Stewart are commentating together. It's the funniest shit you ever heard. It's better than the Olympics.
Yeah, and he's being his authentic self. Like he has not had to change the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he acts. He does not have to change any of that. Like people just love him for being his authentic self.
It's like, oh man,
it's a breath of fresh air.
The Olympics is really doing it. USA specifically, they are doing everything right this Olympics. I really enjoy it.
I'm really bummed out though that Sharika Jackson and Shelly Ann Fraser Price pulled out of the 100.
Oh, I know.
And
I want to know what happened.
I want to know what happened with that controversy too of not letting Shelley Ann Fraser-Price and Sha'Carri Richardson in that gate, because that I would have been pissed off. And allegedly they had to walk for an hour around to go to the front part of it.
And for Sha'Carri to still medal after that.
Absolutely, that was amazing. And I mean, I wouldn't have did any press after that too, because to me that I felt like that was a setup. That I really do like, especially for women's track and field, you look forward to the rivalry between Jamaica and the United States, because it's all love. It's really all love, and it's pure just thoroughbred competition. It's amazing. So, but yeah, anything else you need to talk about before we get out of here?
No, let's go.
All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Y'all remember to have an amazing week on purpose. Remember to spread love,
spread light,
and don't forget
to laugh your face off. So much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.